Hello and welcome to my devlog. So I did miss the devlog last week because it was my birthday. I was busy, but hopefully we're back on track now. So I think this week we don't actually have that many features, but I will go over the main idea with you. And we'll also go and have a look at the early version of the game, so you have kind of like a rough idea on like how it used to work and how it will work. So let's begin with the new features. We haven't got much, but they're some pretty good ones. In my opinion, I was very happy when they were implemented. Okay, so first we have a smooth filling bar. Not only a smooth filling bar, if we come over to the console, you may notice. So every single time it says I'm working, I don't know, it's doing something. But this is how long a training will be taking. So 2.4, 2.8 seconds. And every single time it succeeds, it gets longer and longer. So, right, I have actually made a way to balance this out a little. So you may notice here we have instead of it blanking out, it's attack training level 1. We click it and it levels it up. So at the moment, it does cost nothing. Sorry, let me say that again. It does cost nothing, but it will I will make it cost things in the cost stat points or skill points, whatever I call them, in the later versions. Let's close. So now, unless we're there for a long time, let's just spam it. It'll be back to 1 second. So not only does it take it back to 1 second, it also increases the odds that a training will succeed. So maybe right now it's 1 in 6. It probably isn't that, but if I press this, maybe it's 1 in 2 now. Who knows? Because I'm not looking at the code, I can't remember. That is everything that I've done with the training, but I think that's it for the features this week, which is quick. Let's quickly show the code off. Uh, so this is what I won't show the barcode off because it's nothing fancy. But the idea here is we're going to have an if here that checks if it's null. So type it, so it'd be like if null or uh, wait, it'll be, what would it be? So my brain is blanked. I'll just say it. So it will check if it's null, and it'll also check if there's enough stat points to buy it. So it'll check both. So it'll check if it's null, and if the stat points to buy is there. And then it'll check here again. If it's null, it will buy it, and then you'll have it. And if it's not null, the level will be increased by 1. And then that's how the level up will work. I don't know what's happening here. I assume that's the side effect of leveling up super high. Let's just have a look at that again. Sorry, I got distracted. That does not seem correct. I mean, yeah, well, it's fine. It's a feature. Let's just turn it off. Anyway, now what we're going to do is we're going to take out a very early version of the game. So if we come over here. So this is a very early version of the game. It's very different. So you may notice the attack is starting straight away. We're losing HP. This is HP. This is level. Start with 10 stat points. So the favorite thing I have with this version is that there's Easter eggs in it. Like if I do this, and I get armor 1, that increases how much defense I have. But if we give it 1 more second, we now get a skill called Thorns, and that will start killing enemies based on our defense. And that's basically how the original game worked. It's very basic. It was also a stage system, which I now don't use, just because it seems like every idle game uses a stage system, isn't it? Obviously it works, but I want to try something new. Okay, so the current idea for my current one, let's go over it in the game. So we have battle, right? It's where we battle. We have our HP up here. Our XP needs to be labelled, but they're fine for now. Picture of enemy right here. Enemy name and the health bar, obviously right here. And obviously enemy doesn't attack on their own. It's stat-based battling now. So we got speed. That makes it so we can attack more. Or they attack more in this case. And yeah, we can do that. So eventually you might get bored about fighting the same enemies, and maybe you can't get any further because in this version we go based off defeats, and if we die we go back to 0 defeats, scaling our enemies back down to 0. You might get stuck on like 100 defeats, for example, and you might get bored. You might want to switch to a different map, and then you can unlock some of those skills, which we'll go over in a minute, to make the first map easier, and you get further and get more skills. There's basically no end game to it if you think about it. It's just something you do in the background. It's like all idlers are. Maybe I'll add some more features later on that you can do later in the game, but for now this is how it is. So yeah, the map, we can go to different areas, new enemies, new skills, new bosses. And yeah. Next is training. We've seen this. We buy, we train, we level up, ups our stats. Oh, we got free attack, and we should be able to do a bigger chunk. I just want to make sure that works. I think it does work. It just doesn't seem to be big. Give it a minute. Okay, let's try 5. So now we should, yep, the bigger chunk. So just how training works makes it easier. Makes it so you can technically progress infinitely, but you might not go back. You might want to go to other maps to level up faster. You know, new enemies, not in the same loop over and over again, get stronger in different ways. Echoes. Echoes is a fun part of the game that I thought up, in my opinion. So if you press training, there'll be another button on here that says Echo Training. A drop down will appear, and you will need to choose from a list of echoes you own. Now, why you might want to choose is because some of these echoes will have self-awareness. Well, they all will, eventually, if you don't look after them. But if you don't look after them, basically what will happen is they'll become self-aware, and you'll have to battle them to get them back under control. The gimmick here is that they will basically have the stats stay trained up, and like some of the stats you had when you made them, like maybe like 50% of the stats you had when you made them. So you might have something with like insane high attack with like insane high HP and stuff because that's how you trained. And lastly, skills. Skills can be gained different ways. Battling, maybe you've died too many times, you get a pity skill. Who knows? I've not came up with any yet. Not even at that part of the game yet because I'll be honest, training in echoes will take forever. But once I'm there, skills will be a cakewalk, I feel. Apart from having to implement them into everything. So yeah, skills we get from attacking, taking damage, dying, leveling up, training, literally everything, I hope. Beating bosses as well. So, one last thing I want to go over before I go and upload this video. There's one more stat that I actually want to go over real quick. So, leveling up, we'll probably die here, but leveling up will probably take forever. And the reason behind that is because it will go up over time. So I was thinking about making like a stat point, not a stat point acquisition stat, which gives you more stat points every single time you level up, and maybe like an XP acquisition. But the thing is, these are going to be a lot harder to level up. So let's say you need to succeed in training 100 times. even be able to level it up once, and it will cost like 100 to unlock, for example. Because getting double the amount of stat points is probably going to be a bit busted, but we'll see. The feature's not here yet. Anyway, sorry that it seemed a bit slow in the head while explaining some of that. I did freeze up a little, but I hope you enjoyed today. If you prefer short form content, I also do make those as well. They are less detailed, but it is what it is. I'll be seeing you guys next time though. Make sure to subscribe and like. Bye.